Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Boom Boom Room with whispers across America.
Whispers.
Hey, I'll accept that. I'll accept it.
Traditional.
Traditional. But I'm here with you, Old Ashes, as always. And as always, Mr. Ted Fitzpatrick. How are you, Ted?
Oh, no. What is up, everybody? Ready for some spooky? Some spooky from... Where are we? Where do we travel to?
Nebraska.
If we were taking a real road trip, what kind of vehicle would we be in? Would we be in a black Impala? Or
Depends on.
would we be in a van that says Mystery Machine on the side of it?
I think I go with the van.
The van.
Yeah, because you might pick up some chicks, you know.
Like Velma and Daphne, man.
Yeah. Yep. Get a couple hot chicks, solve some mysteries with.
Just no brides of Dracula though, man. No.
Well, no, thank you, sir. But yeah, we're in the old flat state of Nebraska. Cornhuskers.
Cornhusker, yeah, man. It's I guess I mean, it's you've been there.
Yep.
Yeah. And is it? I mean, what does it look like? Is it pretty kind of like, flat open land type of thing?
Well, it's flat open land, the southeast part, and when you get up north, I think what is the next state? Is it South Dakota would be the next state? Yeah, it gets real deserty and hilly, especially if you go northwest, there's a town called Valentine, and because it kind of goes into the Black Hills of South Dakota, So it's different, because you gotta. I think I've told you before. All these Midwest states, or if you look at the map right in the middle, half of the states are gonna be green, and then the other half's gonna be kind of deserty. It's just like it's just half and half. All these middle states of America are like that. Just like Oklahoma's like that, and Kansas is like that. And then you go up Nebraska, South Dakota, and then North Dakota. Yep, that's how it is.
Well, I mean, they have to have a lot of cattle feed up there, man. I just want to say thank you to Nebraska for making my cheeseburgers and my steaks and.
Oh yeah,
all my beef, because that's like their number one agricultural product.
Yep.
Beef.
Yep, beef.
What's for dinner?
It's what's for dinner. Well, they got the all famous Omaha steaks. You can order those,
Oh yeah, man! I just got some of those for the holidays last year. Oh, it's pretty good, man. It came with a steak and hot dogs, and it even came with little apple pies, and
wow,
it's good. Yeah, it's good.
I've never tried it, dude.
Yeah, it comes in a cooler with dry ice in it,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's you can get you can get all sizes of the
Well, how was it, honestly?
It was great. It was great. Yeah, I mean, you see stories of those. Some of those less reputable steak places selling out of the back of their truck and whatever, right? But no, the Omaha steaks are excellent. It was really good, really high quality, super good. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, late 70s, early 80s. Do you remember what was that? Mutual of Omaha.
Yep, the insurance. Go ahead.
They sponsored that nature show. What was the name of that? Wild.
Yep.
Wild what?
Something. Oh my gosh. But I know. But it would come on, and then like the lion or something was running, and that was the insurance, but it had something to do with the wildlife show.
Yeah. Every Sunday, man.
Yep, I remember that too. But it's a pretty state. you know, I'm trying. I don't know whose famous people come from there. I should do my research, but
We got Hilary Swank, the actress.
okay.
Nick Nolte, the
Yeah.
actor.
Gotcha.
And what do we got? Who else do we got from there? Those are like the famous, you know.
Well,
actors.
you know, it's not like down south, like, you know, Hick, you know, I'm a Hick, but you know, like Hick Fight or Hillbilly, it's not like that. To me, it's more mid, you know, when they say Midwest, you know, and it's country people, but it's not on the hillbilly side, you know what I'm saying? So,
Okay. All right.
you know
right.
what I mean? How southern states are.
All right. Well, one of the coolest things about Nebraska is they invented Kool-Aid.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kool-Aid.
Who
Isn't that what
has
that
it?
Kool-Aid? Isn't that what that Kool-Aid guy says when he busts through the wall?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what he says. Yep.
But yeah, man, that stuff. Just imagine if just imagine if Kool-Aid actually had like, you know, nutritional value.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, it tastes pretty good.
yeah.
It'll rev your engine up pretty good, but
Did you, when you was a kid, did you ever I call it the poor man's popsicles. Did you ever put them in ice trays, Kool-Aid, and put toothpicks in them? We used to do that when we was kids.
Man. Oh yeah, definitely.
I forgot about that just now, you know. And now, if you had money, they had a fancy one that had like popsicle handles.
Yeah. We actually had that. I mean, we didn't have much money, but we had that set. Yeah, man. We would always make popsicles, man.
Yeah, it was good.
But I wonder what the Nebraska, the Cornhuskers, I wonder what they think is spooky. I guess we're about to find out.
Let's do it.
Some local spooky folklore from the state of Nebraska. The first story is titled "The Legend of Seven Sisters Road," from Nebraska City, Nebraska. Just south of Nebraska City, a lonely stretch of country road winds through rolling hills and thick woods. It's officially called Road L, but locals have another name for it, the Seven Sisters Road, and they'll tell you to avoid it after dark. This story dates back to the late 1800s. A family lived in that area. There was a father, a mother, and 7 daughters. The accounts differ, but they all end in blood. One night, the brother, some say the eldest sibling, led his 7 sisters out, one by one, into the hills. Some say he'd gone mad. Others claim it was revenge for a family betrayal, or that the devil whispered in his ear. Whatever drove him, he hung each sister from a different tree along the ridge. The next morning, their bodies were found swaying in the dawn wind. The family homestead was abandoned soon after, and the brother disappeared. Some say he hanged himself on the 7th tree. Wait, wouldn't that be the 8th tree? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Others that he just vanished into the woods. Today, drivers report strange, almost ritualistic things along the haunted road. They report screams echoing through the trees when there's no wind. Reports of car engines dying at the very same spot, right near the 7th hill. Lights flickering or strange mists rolling over the road even on clear nights. And locals swear that the number 7 haunts that area. Radio switched to static at 7 o'clock. Cars stall for exactly 7 seconds, or headlights blink 7 times before dying. The county eventually cut down most of those old trees, but folks still say that on foggy nights, you can still see 7 silhouettes swinging where the branches used to be.
Right.
That's the legend of Seven Sisters Road.
Maybe he did. Maybe he hung himself on the same tree as the last one.
That could be. Yeah. That could be. I was thinking, wait a minute. If there were 7 sisters,
Yeah.
or I guess, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it's that's a, whew. I mean, that'd be a lot of work, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you would think he was outnumbered too, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Unless he had them, mesmerized, or like a cult type of thing over them, brainwashed them.
That's true. That's true. He could have been, but I mean, they use those big old rolling. What do you call those? Pie rolling pins for making pie dough back then.
Yeah.
And cast iron. Man, they had a lot of weapons around them. They could have grabbed that stuff. And,
oh yeah. He might have just brainwashed them in something that he had demonic over him, spiritual, and could have led him to do it. I mean, just a lot of them cults. Remember that cult back in the late 90s that wore Nikes and they all drunk the stuff? And
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate.
Marshall Applewhite was their leader.
That was his name. Weird looking dude. He was bright, big blue eyes he had.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, they believe there was a spaceship in Halley's Comet.
Yeah.
And when it came, they were all gonna be transported up, like warped up, like in Star Trek.
Yeah.
But that guy,
man.
Yeah, man. I think that guy even made himself. I mean, I think he actually, had a medical procedure to remove his Rocky Mountain oysters, so to speak.
Damn. Did not know that.
Yeah. It's.
What did he think it was gonna drag him down or something less drag? Aerodynamic.
No. He was like, I think he had a lot of hang-ups about his orientation, so to speak.
I got you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I just know that he was weird to do that and lead all them people the way he did. Jim Jones.
Back in Jim Jones, man. What was the name of that? What was the name of the Jim? Man.
Yeah, Paradise or something it was called. I can't remember, but
Jonestown.
Jonestown. I remember watching that movie when I was a kid. And man, that would freak me out. I watched it over and over again. My dad really liked it. And I think he done a remake too a while back or something.
Yeah, what a scary thing, man. I mean, it's nice to believe in a better world, and at the same time, you better make sure you're
you're grounded.
You're grounded. Yeah,
but you can take anything too far. Any religion or any, you just get too radical with it. But I'll tell you this here real quick before I go to my story. I won't tell a big long story, but not far from here, 20 miles. I think I've told you this before, and you can look up the documentary on somewhere. Tony Alama, he had a church, and he was selling the boots. I don't know if they still sell it. You know, the cowboy boots.
Yeah, man, I remember that. They were nice.
Yeah.
They were really
Yeah.
high quality.
And he had a church, and anyway, he in the late 80s he started making these jackets out of this what's a restaurant now 20 miles from here, town Alma, Arkansas. And anyway, he started selling these jackets to all the stars, like they had sequins on them, and there's like blue jean jackets. And they were really, all the stars. Michael Jackson was buying them and everything. But, yeah, he ended up, like a cult. And when his wife died, he ended up stealing her body and took it with him. And he was out there, dude. But if you ever could watch the documentary, it might be on Prime. I don't know where it is. It's a Tony Alama. Yep, story. It's very interesting, but he was a Jim Jones type. You know what I mean? Whoa. Yep, he was. He was out there, dude, for real. But anyway, I guess I'll read my story. You don't have anything else to add?
Let's hear it.
All right, let's go. It is called The Bloody Hand of the Sandhills. Cherry County, Nebraska, late 1800s. Back when the Sandhills were still frontier country, a young homesteader couple named Thomas and Clara Haskell built a cabin near a lonely stretch of prairie. They were tough folk, living off the land, isolated for miles in every direction. But by the winter of 1885, something changed in Thomas. Neighbors, the few that lived within shouting distance, said he started talking to himself, pacing the frozen yard at night. He told one man that the hills are whispering Clara's name. Then, sometime that December, a blizzard rolled in. And when it cleared 3 days later, smoke was still rising from Haskell's chimney, but no one saw either of them again. A month later, a rancher passing through stopped to check on the cabin. What he found turned his stomach inside. The fire had long since gone out and the snow had drifted through the cracks in the roof. On the hearth lay a blackened pot, half filled with something that looked like stew, except for the human teeth floating on top. Clara's body was never found. Thomas was frozen to the floorboards, a rusty axe still in his hand, and his left hand missing entirely. Carved into the wall above him in blood were the words, "She wouldn't be quiet." Since then, travelers and hunters in those hills have told stories about a woman's bloody handprint appearing on their cabin doors at night. Sometimes it's still wet when they touch it. Others have seen a pale figure wandering the ridges, her right arm gone, dragging something behind her that leaves a long red trail in the snow. Old timers say if you camp near the Haskell place where the wind's blowing hard, you can hear a woman screaming through the gale and a man's voice whispering, "Be quiet, Clara." They called her the Bloody Hand of the Sandhills, and the locals still won't build a home within a mile of where the cabin stood. The land's gone barren, and nothing grows there anymore. The Bloody Hand. The Bloody Hand.
I mean, man, back then in those homesteading days, yeah, I mean, it was a great, it was a great time of adventure and growth of, a modern America, but there must have been some tough times too.
You know, it
And
was.
I mean, it's not like today we live 30 feet, 60 feet away from our neighbors, you know?
Yeah.
And back in the day, man, you would have to, you could be miles away from your neighbor. You're just out there by yourself, you know?
Yep.
And I, you also have that idea of cabin fever.
Yeah.
Kind of like just some people are naturally social creatures, but some people just can't,
Yeah.
I mean, they can't handle being by themselves.
Yeah.
But
Well, back then, they would have big families because, the kids would help with the farm. And that would, and they'd probably.
and you never know how many of them would actually live to be adult.
Yeah, because I mean, from what I understand about history, I think the food makes a lot of people sick these days. But the life expectancy was probably 50 years old back then.
It was shorter.
Yeah, it was way shorter because you was an old man. You hit 50, you were old back then. They didn't have all these medicines. Yeah, and if you could live that long, and all you did was work from daylight to dark, but you was used to that life, building everything yourself, and you'd probably go into town maybe once a month. To get supplies. Now that's if you live way out there. And there's still some farms, dude. I've been in Nebraska, western Nebraska, and I'm talking about like 3 miles apart. I've been out there. It's the only time I've ever seen I killed a rattlesnake. I got out, to relieve myself. There was a rattlesnake there, and I ran over it, and then a guy pulled up, and he. You just pew and finished it off. Yep. But, shoot, dude, it's desolate. It's real desolate.
Yeah. Yep. And, these days, part of that story was that this dude started talking to himself, right? And, I mean, these days, he'd probably have a clinical diagnosis of schizophrenia. Right.
Yeah.
So basically, he but there was that part of like she wouldn't be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it does look. It even says in the Bible it's better to be outside than inside with a quarrying woman. It quotes that in Proverbs 2 times. It says about a nagging woman. So, but
that's an extreme reaction, but okay.
Yeah, it says better to be on a rooftop than inside with a quarter woman. But dude, you think about, like you said, they didn't have to, and if they would lock you in an asylum or do something crazy stuff to you if you was crazy.
Man, just imagine I know it, Clara. The ghost of Clara shall leave the bloody handprints on the doors. But just imagine if her ghost was a nagging ghost,
That'd be
she
worse.
Would show up. Did you take out the trash?
Milk the cows.
Milk the cows.
Yeah, I'll tell you this real quick story for you to tell yours. And I'll leave names and relations out of it, But I had a relative that after other relative, right? And it was they said it was self-defense, but it wasn't. That's a whole new story about that. Over $150. So my mom went down there to visit because my uncle was married to the older lady. It was her son she lost. But anyway, my mom was there, and she said it was 3 or 4 days later after the funeral and everything, because the mom of the one that was offed, whatever you delete or whatever you want to call it, were best friends. And my mom said that she went out and come back in the house, and on the door handle was dripping blood. And that was right beside where where it happened. And my mom said there was nobody bleeding. Yep. It was blood, fresh blood dripping. And nobody knew where it came from. So, maybe that was spirit, crying out because he was basically murdered.
It's not always just like ectoplasm. They actually...
It was real blood, dude. She told me that my mom, probably lied like anybody else, but she wouldn't lie about stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
She told me that it blew my mind, but yeah, that was about 15 years ago. And so maybe it was a ghost,
Crying
out.
I mean, violent.
Violent death. Yeah.
Violent death. And maybe it's trying to, well, I mean, there is that saying, if you do something bad, you have blood on your hands, so maybe that was the ghost attempting to communicate, someone had blood on their hands.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, if you're ready to read your last one, Ted, I'm ready.
Yep. All right, so the third of our 4 spooky folklore stories from the state of Nebraska is titled "The Legend of Blackbird Hill." And now this is near Decatur, Nebraska. Blackbird Hill rises above the Missouri River in northeastern Nebraska. It's a beautiful stretch of land once home to the Omaha tribe and later to early settlers. The place takes its name from Chief Blackbird, a powerful Omaha leader who was buried there in the early 1800s. Supposedly, he was buried sitting upright on his favorite horse so that he could always watch over his people. But it's not just his grave that made the place famous. What really burned it into local legend was a real murder self-deletion that happened there around 1885 and the ghostly hauntings that followed. According to the local records, the true story was that a young couple built a house on the hill sometime in the 1880s. The woman had once been engaged to a different man, but she left him to marry her current husband and to move west. Years later, her former lover tracked her down at that homestead. The two talked through the night. No one knows exactly what was said, but something in the husband snapped. By morning, neighbors saw smoke pouring from the cabin. When they rushed in, they found the husband dead by his own hand, and his wife's body charred and lifeless, apparently burned alive in the house. Witnesses said they found a single set of bloody footprints leading from the house to the cliff's edge, where they stopped. Since then, every October 17th, locals claim the air around the hill grows thick and heavy, and that screams echo through the valley. Some swear they've seen a woman in white running toward the cliff, fire clinging to her dress before vanishing into thin air. Even law enforcement officers have reported hearing cries or feeling a sudden cold wind when investigating late at night. It's one of those stories that's not just folklore. The murder really did happen. And you can still find old newspaper clippings about it. But the haunting? That's the part Nebraska keeps whispering about. Whisper.
So did what happened to the husband? Well, he was dead, and then the wife. But what about the former lover?
I mean, it was a little bit. I don't know, man. It was kind of twisty and turny a little bit. I mean, it's like they found the neighbors in the morning. They found the wife, and she was burned in her inside the house. But then there's a lady in white that runs towards a cliff.
Yeah,
and there's bloody footsteps to the cliff. Well, I mean, that's one thing about these Nebraska folklore stories, man. It's like all the ghosts like to either dip their hands in blood or their feet in blood.
Yeah.
There's bloody handprints and feet prints everywhere.
Yeah, that was a weird one for sure.
Yeah, it was. Definitely. It was. I mean, in a way, it was kind of straightforward. It's like the jilted ex lover, and then tracked her down, and he was vengeful, but what was it though? I guess I don't know. I think that's so weird though. It's like the husband kind of did the deed, right?
Yeah.
Her current husband.
But where's the lover? That's what I'm saying. Where'd he go? They never mentioned.
Oh, you know what? I bet that what happened was the ex-lover stole the wedding dress and got dressed up in it and ran off the cliff.
Probably. You must have had a rough conversation, dude. I mean, that was appropriate, man, to be talking all night to another man.
Yeah, or I don't. Yeah, it was kind of like, were they talking, or was the husband and wife talking though? It wasn't really.
I think it was the ex-lover and her. That's like cheating on Facebook or something. Modern day. Oh gosh. But anyway, Ted, if you ain't got nothing to add, I'll leave the last one. Last one. All right. This is the Demon Wolf of Decatur County. It says Decatur County, Nebraska. First sightings in the late 1800s continue into the 20th century. Old ranching families around Decatur County tell of a creature that stalks the prairie. Something too big to be a wolf, too smart to be just an animal. They call it the demon wolf, or sometimes just the howler. The first reports came from 1887, when a rancher, Eli Hart, lost almost a dozen cattle in a single night. The bodies were torn apart by coyotes. They were drained, almost surgically, with deep puncture wounds along the neck. The same winter, Hart's youngest son claimed he saw a gray wolf standing on two legs near the barn. Its eyes glowed red in the lantern light. The boys said it let out a low growl that sounded like a man trying to speak through blood. For decades, ranchers reported the same strange killings: livestock strained to blood, deep tracks with 5 claws, too large for any known wolf or dog, and the howls that sounded almost human echoing through the canyons at night. In the 1930s, a state game warden tried to track down the creature after several sightings near the Elkhorn River. He followed it for 3 days before returning to town, pale, shaking, and refused to talk about what he saw. He turned in his badge the next week. The locals said he found human footprints alongside the paw prints. and that at one point the tracks merged into one. Modern encounters. In the 1990s, a trucker passed through the area of Highway 77, hit something massive that darted across the road. He swore it stood upright like a man. But when he checked the dent in the grill later, he found clumps of gray fur and a streak of dark, tar-like blood that didn't match any known animal. Even today, campers near the bluff say they've heard a howl that starts like a wolf's cry and ends like a human scream. Cattle still go missing from time to time, and even every few years someone finds tracks in the sand deep wide and ending suddenly, as if the thing took off into the sky. Old timers say it's not just an animal, it's a shapeshifter, cursed to roam the plains forever. Others whisper it's something older, something born out of the land itself when blood first hit the Nebraska soil. Yep. Well, I thought at first it was a dog man, but then it's like a shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it sounded like a werewolf to me, man.
Yeah,
like a
werewolf. You know. I think that's what, like, people that believe in cryptids, like myself, or the cryptid community. You know, they don't. Some do believe in werewolves, but mostly shapeshifters, basically. Something that can, turn into something else.
And what was kind of specific about this story was that most werewolves they don't drain blood from puncture wounds along the neck. That's like a vampire type of thing,
or chupacabra. You know.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, and so there's like that, you know, and then why would it need to, you know, kill 12 cattle in one night, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like it's like it had malice, you know. It was like, because well, that's a lot of blood.
Well, that might have been an isolated incident, because most ones I hear, werewolf or dog man, they'll attack cattle and just eat, you know, usually don't leave much behind, you know, but and like hunters, I've heard of them finding, you know, deer, and why they think it's a cryptic or dog man to kill it is usually the neck is twisted instead of, you know, like broke. They've seen necks twisted completely off. But yeah, I've never really heard of too many dog men up in Nebraska, which I don't, you know, they're supposed to be about everywhere, you know, sightings of them, but it might be, like it said, you know, there was a lot of stuff went on. I think that was it Wild Bill Hickok was from Nebraska? I think I've been to, or one of those. They done a lot of, you know, buffalo. Yeah, you know, a lot of hunting buffalo through there, and, you know, a lot of them, you know, kicked the Native Americans off the land, and so it might be something vengeance like that, very vengeful. But either way, I don't want to see the damn thing. I don't know about you, but
yeah, man,
I don't want to see it.
Or I'm sure that to claim farm, you know, pasture land for all the cattle farming, that, you know, a fair amount of the wolves were driven out, and you know, or just done away with, right? And you know, so maybe there's something to it, to being maybe the spirit of all wolves coming for revenge.
Yeah. It could be, but yeah, Nebraska's got a lot to do with blood, like you said. The Cornhuskers. No corn. There wasn't no like corn creatures or.
Yeah. You know, you would think, or at least some mutant cow.
Yeah, or scarecrow. You know,
we need a rampaging bull.
Yeah.
The demon bull.
Yeah, smoke cigars and watch Archie Bunker.
The yeah, the spoiled beef patties.
Yeah, the bad Omaha steaks.
Yeah, the bad. Yeah.
Rotten meat is a bad smell. I know that.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
That shit is bad for real. But hey, why don't you tell people about what's coming up in the end of
oh yeah, that's right.
November.
Well, I mean, for those of you who had a chance to check out the Boom Boom Room Halloween special of 2025, we have another one coming up for y'all for your listening pleasure. So we're Ashes and I are at work behind the scenes, working on our Boom Boom Room Thanksgiving special 2025.
Yep.
And it's gonna be another fun one.
Definitely.
And you know, I know for Thanksgiving's supposed to be kind of like the family oriented thing, but if you just can't get enough spooky, you need a little spooky injection into the Thanksgiving holiday week. We got you covered.
Yep, it's gonna be a good one, and it does involve gobbles in it. That's all I can tell you. There's a few gobbles. You know. Yep, few gobbles. But anyway, Ted, I appreciate you doing it again this week for Nebraska.
Always a good time, always fun.
Yep.
Love learning these new stories from local folklore from across America, man.
Oh yeah, we're on number 27. We're over halfway.
Wow.
Yep. Next week it'll be the Sin City capital state, Nevada.
There's gonna be some good ones.
Yep. It'll be the old gambling ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Some good.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, I appreciate everyone watching. Thanks, Ted. But until next time, guys, y'all know the drill. Watch out for them cornfields at night and them out-of-date Omaha steaks in the fridge, because that's be some spooky smell. But until next time, everyone, peace out.